Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today so that we can discuss Cell. So, this movie is about just a random day, and all of a sudden, this crazy signal is sent through everybody's cell phones. It activates and turns them into these, hive mind zombies, and they begin to kill people. And John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson manage to manage to survive the initial onslaught. And the rest of the movie is kind of them just trying to put together what exactly is happening and how can they, put an end to it and survive. So this is based on a Stephen King book, and I watched it. I'm doing this review in 2023 because it was recently went viral in the conspiracy theory communities because someone was sharing clips from this movie and presenting them as if they were real life or as if these were going to happen in real life because there was an emergency signal, testing signal that was going to be sent. Of course, the signal was nothing and that was all just made up, but it made me want to go and see Cell since it had the same basic premise. So I thought this movie was okay. It starts off actually pretty interesting. I like the initial hook of the story. It doesn't waste time. It gets right into the crux of the story. I thought I liked how they transitioned from like the initial setting into picking up some interesting characters and getting a little bit of establishing of the rules of this world. I thought it had a lot of like cool horror scenes, like driving the truck spraying gasoline everywhere over like thousands of living bodies was was pretty crazy. But then about halfway through maybe a little bit before halfway through the movie, things really slow down and it becomes more character driven and the focus moves from the incident to the people in the incident, and that's where the movie loses me. John Cusack character is not very interesting. In fact, there's even the characters that seem interesting at first kind of flatline when you get to this part of it. Samuel L. Jackson isn't as funny. It's just not as interesting as as what came before it. So the pace really slows down. There's not as much action. There's not as much horror stuff, and they try to tell a story, but it just doesn't work right. The ending is atrocious. It's really bad. I didn't like the ending. I don't know if they were trying to like do something like The Mist, but it just kind of flopped. I don't know. Anyway, so I still thought this movie was okay though because I think the premise is so interesting, and it starts off so well, and just kind of the world in which it takes place is interesting enough to I think put up with the parts that aren't that good. So it's definitely not great, but it's watchable if you're interested in the premise. And so that's my review of Cell. If you want to check out more of my reviews, you can go to my website, markfusion.com, or go right here on YouTube to see hundreds and hundreds of other movie reviews. But in the meantime, thank you for watching this one. I do greatly appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you soon.